I'm over here vibing to this intro because of the soul. And that joint definitely feeds my soul. That's a fact. And I love hip hop. Hip hop comes from soul, rhythm, and blues. If you know, you know. That soul, it be hitting. It be hitting. Alright, so let's get into this welcome intro. So without further ado, what's goody, what's goody? I'm your host, J-Smoove, and welcome to the Life Unexamined is Not Worth Living. And we are on episode 13. My name is on that. Now, before I get started, you all can find me on Spotify and Apple, and there all of y'all can follow and subscribe to my podcast. Also, I ask that you please take the time out to leave me both a rating and a review. Follow me on IG at the_life_unexamined_podcast. And there I'll be sharing some video content of me discussing various topics that I talk about on my episodes during the week. And I'll also be sharing my words of the day to keep y'all actively thinking. And please visit my website, examineourlives.com, where you can find information about my podcast, information about myself. You can find information about guests that I have on my episodes. I have some blogs that I'm putting together as well. And if you want to reach out to me, you can hit me up on my website. Any suggestions, feedback, any questions that you may have, please don't hesitate to ask. And if it makes it easier for y'all, you can also leave me a voice message on my website. And who knows, I may end up playing a message on one of my episodes, with your consent, of course. Alright, so let's get back to business. Every word that I utter, my name is on that. Every action that I take, my name is on that. Every decision that I make, my name is on that. Unfortunately, there are many who don't prescribe to that. For many, their actions and decisions are done in a casual and haphazardly manner. There's no real purpose or care for what they say. And this has consequences. And not just the consequences that you may be thinking about, not consequences right away, and they could be direct or indirect. Life is about the energy that we put out there. So if I say that I'm going to do something, if I give somebody my word, but I do it in a haphazardly manner, in a way that doesn't have real meaning, that type of energy that you're putting out is going to come back to you. Because now, when you tell somebody something and you don't do it, they look at you differently. They don't take you seriously. They don't respect you. And when you don't take accountability for that, you'll continue to have the same cycle over and over and over and over again. So there's a common saying that many of us are aware of. Don't make promises that you can't keep. And that's pretty basic. It's pretty straightforward. But everybody doesn't do that. So you have to understand that your word and what you say, it has an effect not only on the person that you told it to, but on you as well. And when I say that my name is on that, it's very important. For me personally, having respect, being a person that others can trust, being a person that someone can rely on, that's very important to me. So all of the people that's within my small circle, they all know that when I say something, that's just what it is. It's going to get done. No questions asked, no excuses, nada. Unless there's a life-changing event or there's an unhealthy situation going on. Now, if you're in a situation where your name is on something, you gave somebody your word, but if you determine that it's unhealthy for you and it's toxic, it's not good for your spirit, you communicate that to the receiver. You have a conversation with them. You break everything down and you have a mature conversation. Because it is valid that maybe you did put your name on something. Maybe you did give somebody your word and you say, you know what? Nah, this is not for me. But you never leave that alone. You never just run away from that. Don't treat it like it doesn't matter. Just because something may have changed in your life, just because you have a different way of thinking. Carry yourself with respect and care about the effect that you may have on another person. I also want to make myself clear. When I say an unhealthy situation, I'm talking about coming to that conclusion based on much examination, scrutiny, and time. Not just Well, I don't want to do that. Well, I don't feel like doing that. Oh, this is not good for me. This is not healthy for me. I'm not talking about any of that crap. No, I'm talking about something that takes a lot of thought. We have to carry ourselves like mature adults. We're not children, yo. We're not. So foundationally, when my name is on something, when I give somebody my word, that's a reflection of my character and who I am. So your actions and your words are a representation of who you are. It's really that simple. And it goes deeper than that. But at the surface level, it is simple. So I've said many times on my podcast, idle words are filler. They don't have any worth. You're just saying something just to say it. Think about it like people who have small talk that pretend that they really care about you. And then they BS you and all of that other nonsense. But what they're saying is very transparent, it's hollow, and it has no value. So what we say should be taken very seriously. How we conduct ourselves should be in a very serious manner. And no, I'm not saying that we can't joke around and all of that. Of course we can. You know what I'm saying? I laugh a lot. I'm a silly person, all of that. But I'm also very serious. And I want to be taken that way because I don't want anybody to ever get it twisted that they're dealing with a clown or a joke. Nah, we ain't doing that, B. Not at all. My grandmother told me that there's a time and a place for everything. And I live by that. So regardless if you deem something to be significant or insignificant, we all have different perspectives. So if your name is on that and you said it, then it's important. It's serious. So when I say that my name is on that, my name holds profound significance because it serves as a core element of my identity, and it connects you to my past, my present, and my future. My name is associated with who I am. My name is associated with my actions, my thoughts, my words, my decision-making, my discipline. My name is associated to every aspect of my life. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about a family setting, a work setting, any kind of setting. The words that come out of my mouth, my name is on that. The product that I give at work, my name is on that. My actions, my name is on that. Every single thing. So please believe that everything that you hear and that you see is going to be top notch. It's going to be at a higher level, a higher frequency, because I take it that seriously. And because my name is on that. And that's how I approach my life in general. That's something that I live by. My name is on that also has a strong connection to my word is bond. So when you think about the word bond, right, it's something that binds, that ties or fastens something together, a uniting force or a tie. So your words come from your thoughts. They come from your mind. So whether we write words down on a piece of paper, when we speak audibly, our words come from our mind, our spirit, our thoughts. And our words have power. They have life. So when you say that your word is bond, it means that what I said, I'm bound to that. My name is on that. And a few minutes ago, I had just talked about unforeseen situations, life-changing events that may cause us to renege on our word. Having said that, I want to delve a little bit deeper. These circumstances that I brought up should be a rare occurrence. I just want to make that very clear. And I want to rehash what I said previously. If something does come up, then we should be having conversations with people, communicating with people to explain to them why we were unable to fulfill what we said. So if that was my word and I say, yo, something happened, and you tell them ahead of time, I'm not going to be able to do that, that's fine. You know, you have a conversation, you talk, and you do that in a very respectful manner, right? But you're also taking accountability for that because your word is so important to you that it's your duty to have that conversation. And be mindful that if you don't follow through with your word, that the responses and the reactions from others may vary. But you have to eat that and understand that that's on you. Take accountability. If we are unable to fulfill our word or our promise, We want to make sure that we reflect on the reasons why, meditate on it, and ensure that it doesn't happen again. We have to equip ourselves with the necessary knowledge and wisdom to avoid the same results. Our words can create life and it can create death. Now, on this episode, I'm not really going to get into the creating death part because it's not really needed for where I'm going with this. But I just want to put it out there and say that words do create life and death, because many times our words can be followed by actions, and that can be actions from the person who said it or from the receiver. But I digress. I want to continue to touch upon our word being bond. And earlier I said that your word holds significant power and importance, right? Because it's a fundamental tool for building trust and demonstrating integrity. It is really a true reflection of your character, and it also plays a key part in your relationships, because your word being bond, there's spiritual value that's placed on honoring promises, and there are consequences for breaking them. And I just want y'all to think about something real quick, to really reflect. For those of y'all out there that make promises to people and you break them like it's nothing, and I mean this on a continual basis. You say things, you don't really mean them. You make promises, you don't fulfill them, and you don't take a lot of things seriously. I want you to look at your life. I want you to look at your relationships. And this is across the board. This could be friendships, family, partners, all of the above. Ask yourself, do you have relationships that are fulfilling? Do you have relationships with people that you can trust? And as a matter of fact, let's turn the tables on this one. Do those same people trust you? Do those people hold you in high regard? Do those people think that you have high character? Really ask yourself that. If you are one of the people that break promises like it's nothing, and you surround yourself with those who are like-minded and indulge in the same activity, then you could really look at your life and understand why you are where you are. Because when you don't keep your word and you do that continuously without a care, if you really think deeply about it, if you really reflect, you'll see it play out in your life. You'll see it. Because you'll either be at a place where you've destroyed so many relationships because of it, and people don't really rock with you like that, or people will hang out with you when it's feasible for them, but they don't really trust you like that. They don't care for you like that. You're just a person that they use to pass the time. Or, like I said before, you're just around people who do the same thing that you do, which is really worth nothing, because at the end of the day, those friendships are trash. No morals, no principles, no values, no standards. Basura. So understand that the consequences are not always immediate. It's not always something that you can see right away. It's not staring you in the face. But when you reflect and you become introspective and you look around, it catches up to you and it affects so many aspects of your life. So the question that you should be asking yourself is, when people think about me and my name, am I thought about in high regard? Am I respected? And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a person who continuously breaks their word, I would say that you would be hard pressed to find people that would look at you and respect you, because there's really no reason to respect you. You're a liability. What you say means nothing. It doesn't carry any weight, because your actions prove that time and time and time again. And now let's think about when you are a person who keeps their word, when you are a person that has high character, integrity. Look at your life and really reflect and think about why you are where you are. Now, that doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to you or unfortunate occurrences won't happen. That happens to everybody. But if you keep your word, if you fulfill your promises on a regular basis, doesn't mean that there can't be any slip-ups. But what I'm saying is that if you are constantly doing that, your mind is in the right place. You're always thinking about how somebody else feels, right? You're understanding that your name is on that. I promise you that your life will be filled with abundance, yo. I promise you that. And abundance doesn't necessarily have to equate to a lot of money. I'm talking about an abundance of happiness, an abundance of peace, an abundance of fulfillment. Expand your mind and think deeper. We're not just talking about financial gain, material possessions, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. But the abundance that I'm talking about, you can't put a price on. So when you are a person who foundationally keeps your word, keeping your word as a part of your principles, you take accountability for all of your actions, your thoughts, everything. And I talked about this on the accountability episode. When you have this mindset, you really are set free from excuses, from the chains, from the shackles. You have true liberty because you keep yourself in check and you hold yourself to the highest standards. And again, this will be reflected in your life. I guarantee that. It's a mindset. It's discipline. When your words and your actions have meaning, true meaning in everything that you do, you're going to see it play out. You're going to see it. It's life-changing. We have to be smart about everything. If you are a person that believes in your word is bond, then make sure that you surround yourself with people who have the same mindset as that and have the same values and principles as you. Because sometimes we allow others to have an effect on us where now, man, I used to think like that, but, you know, a bunch of people, man, they took me for granted and they said they were going to do stuff for me and then they didn't. So now I'm not doing it. Why would I do it if they don't do it? Don't fall into that trap. You got to keep your morals and your standards no matter what other people do, but be intelligent about it and get away from those people. That's what you do. Don't be someone that gives your all and you pour into others, but they don't pour back into you and they drain you. Don't be stupid. We're not doing that. You get away from that type of energy. You get away from those types of people because they're not good for you and they can influence you in a negative way. And that can end up leaving you very jaded. So never, ever compromise your values and your principles and get into your feelings because someone doesn't have the same ideologies as you. They don't have the same values that you do. That's okay. They don't have to have that. That's quite all right. Because we all have the choice to move away from that and surround ourselves with those who have the same morals, values, and principles. And now you're going to be cooking. I promise you, you're going to be cooking. What we put into the universe, it matters, yo. Did y'all peep what I just did? That's a double entendre. What we put into the universe matters. Universe, matter. Matter makes up everything that we see. The stars, the planets, us. But let me chill though, because I ain't going into that bag. But to reiterate, what we put into the universe, it really does matter. And it always comes back to us. Whether that's positive or negative, it's going to come back. It will. When your name is on that and you carry that with the utmost importance, opportunities are going to come your way. Trust is going to come your way. Lasting and healthy relationships are going to come your way. This is how it works. It's a domino effect. It's not for naught. It will be life-changing. And that's not why you do it. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. So the next time that you say that you're going to do something, make sure that there's a lot of time, energy, and thought that's put into that. And although there can be some situations for why you don't do it, which I talked about earlier, even with all of that, have the mindset that no matter what I said is going to happen. That is my word. Because foundationally, when you have this mindset, you're building strong and healthy habits. It becomes routine. Because when you get to a place where your words go hand in hand with your actions, you've mastered it. You've gotten to a place where now you are a master of your domain. Not for real, but you are though. it becomes second nature. You don't even think about it anymore because you put that work in to figure out who you are. So you know what you will or will not do. You know yourself. And that roadmap that I gave y'all in the first few episodes, that should already be a part of your life. That should be in heavy rotation, right? So if that's the case, then now keeping your word is easy. Word is bond is easy. My name is on that. That's light work. That's not even something that even takes a lot of effort because you've already put the work in from the beginning. You got that foundation already. You know who you are. You know what your core values are. I told y'all in the beginning that everything is connected to what I spoke about in those first few episodes. Every single thing that y'all think about in y'all lives is connected to that. Everything. I don't care what it is. They're all connected. Now, before I close this out, for those of y'all out there that's already living your life where word is bond, living your life where you already have a true understanding of what my name is on that means, then that's dope. And keep doing what you're doing and don't let up. But for those of y'all out there that does not have this in heavy rotation, you're inconsistent, you're looking to improve, or you may not be doing it at all, then view this as a learning opportunity. If you connect with this and you're trying to make changes in your life and you want to keep your promises, you want your word to be bond, you want to have a foundational mindset where whatever you do has strong importance and putting your name on something has true meaning, then use this as a foundational guide to lead you on your personal journey. Remember, it's all about determining what's appropriate for us as individuals. And I urge everyone, please be very purposeful, intentional, and disciplined with your decision-making and your actions. That has to be at the forefront at all times, Joe. We are about solutions on this podcast. We are about challenging ourselves. We are always looking to take a proactive approach to challenges, focusing on finding answers and progress. We don't dwell on problems. We don't use Band-Aids. We get to the root of our issues, and we view obstacles as opportunities for growth, and we take action to create positive outcomes through critical thinking, scrutiny, examination, creativity, and focus on what can be done. We make it count. Every step in the process counts. So the next time you give somebody your word, the next time you make a promise, I want you to say, my name is on that. And not only say that, but I want you to also have a sense of importance tied to that. And when I say importance, I'm not talking about vanity and futility. Do not get it twisted. We're not talking about importance in that way. Nah, I reiterate, we are not talking about my name being on that for vain reasons, for reasons that are fruitless. We're not on that type of time. It's important because you said it, because you did it, and that's a part of who you are. That's a part of your character, your integrity. And I don't know about y'all, but if you make your word bond and you comprehend the true significance of your name being attached to something, well, then you are continuing your journey on a path of a life that's worth living. I'm your host, J-Smoove, and you just listened to The Life Unexamined is Not Worth Living. And I'm out of here. Peace.